4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Marketing Minutes brought to you by 3T Academy. I'm your host, Billy, and I'll be taking you through today's top market stories and analysis. Today's show is proudly hosted by Double Bottom Trades, where we bring you the latest in trading strategies and techniques. But before we get into this market and start trading these options on SPY today, we're going to get some motivation. Always need some motivation when we're trading the stock market. What do you got for us, Miss Lady A?
All right, this morning's quote for March 30 is, "Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace."
That's some real shit, man. I used to dictate my behavior and patterns based on other people's actions. Like I'd be mad and I'd work off that mad rather than the love part. And then I'd go in a completely different direction than I needed to go into just by other people's actions. Good one. I like that one. Anybody else got any feedback on that? All right, we'll keep it pushing. Good one. We'll get into the fear and greed index real quick and we'll see what's going on. Let me share my screen. I'm starting to learn, y'all. I can share my screen all by myself. All right, so the fear and greed index is sitting at a 41 today. Man, I know we're still in the fear area, but a 41 right now it might as well be 100 for us as day traders because we've been seeing the teens and the 20s for a while. So it'd be nice to see this market move. I know I was looking at the SPY yesterday in the after hours. I think we popped up over 400, and I think that's where we are still. So we'll see. It's pretty close to the VWAP, so it's moving right in its area. So we'll see if we can get any extension one way or another and put some puts and calls today. Let's go check out FinViz. The Dow is up 323 points, the NASDAQ's up 210, and the S&P 500 is up 56 points. You can see we got a nice trend line or pattern right now for all three to the upside. We are looks like we formed a doji on the S&P right here, but it's not enough of a wick to the upside to really call it a doji. We'll see if we can get past this 402.7 resistance, this 11.9, or 11926 resistance and the 32.717. If we come back down, our critical support areas like on the NASDAQ is going to be the 11.9 across these tops because we've had multiple touches here. So if that holds up as support, then we can look for some bounce plays, maybe put some calls in. Same thing with the SPY, 402. Anything crack of 402 right now, I would probably put some puts in down to the 401 and see if it'll hit this next level 401. If it bounces, we can look at some calls to put in back up to the 402, but we'll see when we get into TD Ameritrade more and take a look at it. All right, Thursday, March 30th. Man, I can't believe it's already March 30th. It's crazy. Conferences in like 2 weeks. All right, morning squat, rebound. Stocks bounced back Wednesday. All three major indices finished higher, thanks in large part to tech names such as Amazon and Meta. Indeed, the tech-heavy NASDAQ is headed for its best quarter since the final 3 months of 2020. Thursday's futures look rosy, as well as investors waited to hear from the three Fed speakers in the afternoon. Boston Federal Reserve President Susan Collins, Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin, and Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari. I didn't see any of those, so I can't really touch on any of those. I'd like to go back and watch it, but we can take a look at Amazon and Meta and see what they're going. I know Meta, with all this hype that's going on about TikTok, if they do end up banning TikTok, Meta is going to bang, and I mean absolutely bang. So it's one that we need to watch and watch that trial. I'm telling you, Meta will go through the effing roof if they ban TikTok. Nuts. Bank regulators hammered again. Senators had their chance to take the nation's top bank regulators to task over the meltdown of Silicon Valley Bank on Tuesday. It was the House Financial Services Committee's turn Wednesday. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisles peppered Federal Reserve Vice Chairman Michael Barr, FDIC Chairman Martin Gruenberg, and top Treasury official Nellie Liang with tough questions and demands for transparency. Representative Patrick McHenry, the North Carolina Republican who chairs the committee, pointed out there were no publicly available notes from regulators meetings during the weekend. SVB and Signature Bank failed. The lack of transparency has a negative effect on the public view of the safety of the financial arena, he said. So we all know, man, that this is all bullshit. Everything that they just said is, we all know it's they're full of crap. The regulators, if the regulators would have been doing their job in the first place, the bank shit wouldn't have happened. It's all part of the game. Let the hype begin. Apple just gave everyone the big heads up that they were waiting for. The Tech Giants Worldwide Developers Conference is set for June 5th to June 9th, with the CEO, Tim Cook, kicking everything off. Usually Apple will use this event to unveil new iPhones and iPads and software. This year could be different, though, as the company is widely expected to unveil an augmented reality headset. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, that'd be dope. And a CNBC Kif Leswing points out Apple may take the opportunity to show off new high-powered Macs to the developer-heavy audience at the conference. I like virtual reality. I'm not a big fan in it. I get a lot of motion sickness on it, but augmented reality, I don't know if you guys have ever played with augmented reality. It is crazy cool. A company I used to work for had augmented reality. We'd bring customers in and show them their conveyor layout, and you could walk through their area and see the conveyor, where it is and where it could be. It was absolutely wild. You could sit there and play with it. It was crazy. So that I definitely see more of that coming in the future. And that will be augmented reality will allow you to work in real time with what you're doing. Like we can have computer screens that we have right now, real screens, but they were augmented screens that you could have up, taken down anytime you want. And imagine the space you could free up. Russia detains WSJ reporter. Russian authorities detain U.S. journalist Evan Gershkovich, I can't say that, a reporter for the Wall Street Journal on suspicion of espionage. The journal fired back and forcefully rejected the rationale for Gershkovich's detention. The Wall Street Journal vehemently denies the allegations from the FSB and seeks the immediate release of our trusted and dedicated reporter. That's a joke. We stand in solidarity. I don't want to see anyone kidnap reporters nowadays. Come on. Only one I like is Project Veritas. We stand in solidarity with Evan and his family. The newspaper said in a statement, Russia is notorious for its harsh treatment of the press. A nonprofit advocacy group, Reporters Without Frontiers, lists Russia as one of the worst countries for independent journalism, saying it's gotten even worse since the nation's forces invaded Ukraine, follow live war updates here. It's funny they say that because if any of you guys are following the Matt Taibbi stuff that's going on in Congress, he's a reporter that was testifying on the Hill. The day that he was testifying, IRS agents were showing up at his house. That is crazy. It's unprecedented, man. They show up at reporters' house on the days that they're testifying. So it's funny when we talk about that in other countries, but yet sometimes we neglect to see what's going on here. We read all and we might as well read this one too. It's opening day. A new Major League Baseball season is set to begin. Recent World Series champs Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals are slated to get things rolling early Thursday afternoon, while superstar slugger Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees square off with the San Francisco Giants. Incidentally, the Yankees, yes, the network just launched its own streaming app. Everyone is, man. You're gonna be charged for everything. It's going to be crazy coming up in the future. The defending World Series champions, the Houston Astros, are scheduled to begin their season at home against the Chicago White Sox. There's also a lot of hype surrounding the New York Mets, who flamed out in the playoffs last year after a 101 win regular season, despite an elephantine payroll funded by the majority owner and Wall Street billionaire Stephen Cohen. I like sports, man. I love sports, but these people are absolutely paid stupid money, man. I mean, stupid money. In my opinion, not worth it. It could go to other things, but it's not my money to spend. So that's what you get. And in capitalism market, you can spend your money how you want, which I do love that part of it. All right, let's go take a look at the SPY real quick. Actually, we'll take a look at, let's see real quick. My bad, guys, I'm jumping. All right. So this week on the U.S. economic calendar, what do we have coming up? 30th. All right. So at 8:30, we have the GDP, and then 8:30 a.m. is the initial jobless claims. I'm really interested to see how that one's going to come out. See where we are in the market as far as jobs, if we're going up, if we're going down. Unfortunately, we don't want. It's a double-edged sword. I don't want people to be jobless or unemployment to be high and things like that. but it's part of the way that we're going to get out of this inflation. So we're going to watch those numbers and see what's going on and which way it goes. Friday, we have a couple Fed speakers, some other stuff, nothing really big. I'm just going to be watching the initial jobless claims report for now. So you can see the SPY, we've kind of topped out at that 403 area. We've gotten some, poodles are going wild again. It's kind of stretched out over the top here at about, let me move y'all off to the side. Right at that 403.80 area. So we're going to see what if that's going to top out, if we're going to break that area. We're going to wait till the market opens and see what we get. Next line of support, I'd like to see it crack all the way down to the 401. We do have a vertical trend. It looks like it's going up. Let me see. It goes all the way. Let me extend this all the way. All right, so it's that thing is pretty stretched up, man. I like that 403.78. If we can crack that VWAP at all, I will put some puts in. And when I say stretched out, I just mean the degree of angle that this trend is at right now. It's kind of steep rather than like this. It's kind of more arched. We had a little pullback. We need a pullback. This thing is extended. What are we at on the RSI right now? We're at a 55, so we could extend it a little bit more. If we take a look at it, where can this thing go? And for those that don't watch or new in here, the reason we watch the SPY is because it's the top movers, kind of dictates what the market's going to do. And we trade off of volume, hence why we use the SPY. Okay, so we can see what's our current 403, 404. This thing is absolutely going, man. 403, 404. So if we don't have a pullback, wow. 403, 404. We break that 404. This thing could run 407. Is the we might have a little resistance at 406. And if we look to the left here, because of this candle and this wick, and then also it kind of tops these candles, also this candle and the base of these two candles and this one. So let's bring this down to about right here. That's going to be our channel. So if we break that 404, we're going to put some calls in and ride it up to the 406. And if it bangs up to the 406, we're going to put some puts in and come down to the 403. So we're going to wait for some confirmation areas. So for the morning, we're going to wait for confirmation of continuation past those. So past the 403.78, we put some in at 404, 1 cent, and wait for that confirmation. The other one that we're going to wait for is separation away from the VWAP. So if the VWAP is running towards the side, we want some good separation from it. So we can tell it's coming back down. We'll put it on the 1 minute and I'll show you a little better. So you want this kind of separation. Because anytime you have this separation, you see 9 times out of 10, it comes back to the VWAP, separated 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 back to the VWAP, so on and so on. You can tell if you was to trade this strictly off the VWAP, you'd have won these times and lost this time because we had an influx of volume. And one of two things happen when volume gets separated from the VWAP. Either the volume's gonna go back to the VWAP, or the VWAP's going to go to the volume. One of those things have to happen. So those are what we look at. We look at for confirmation plays of the break of the VWAP, support or resistance, or we look for it to stretch itself out. So that's what we're going to be watching today, man. Puts and calls. If we break this trend line and we break this VWAP, we're going to put some puts in all the way back down. And again, we'll put some calls in at the 401. So that's going to be my plays for the day. Let me go ahead and put this. Okay, man. Oops. Let me put y'all back on the screen. Price. So real quick, Kyle, what is the Bitcoin at? My bad, fam. We just went over this right before we started this shit too. So my apologies.
Oh, all good. All right. So a few things to keep an eye on. The dollar is still collapsing. So that's very important to keep an eye on. Bitcoin is at a major resistance level. Again, it's coming back up to retest it at 28.5. Let's see if it can close on the daily. It'd actually be even better if we could close that on the weekly. And then I think that would give us clear confirmation that we can go up to possibly about 32,000. And then as far as XRP, yesterday I had mentioned that 55 cents was a major resistance line and that we needed to close on the daily above that. It wicked past that, but then it got rejected and then it closed below that, and we're going back up to try to retest it again today. So that's a main level. If we can close above that 55 cents, then I think that gives us confirmation to possibly head up to 60 cents. So
I agree, wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, that 53 is going to be a main level support too. What you got for the spot prices today, Faye? I know y'all went over them.
Yeah, US spot gold is 1970. Spot silver is 2382. For my fellow Canadian, we've got spot gold at 2667 and silver is 3225. And I can't forget the Australian here. Spot gold is 2943.70 versus 3558. We can go early.
Nice. Yeah, we'll have to bring Omar and Nick in and just have them read the news for you guys. We'll just have them do all our content, read over it for you. That way you can have that soothing Australian voice. Nick, I'm coming to you, bro. I'm gonna come get your voice.
Oh,
All right.
okay. I'm happy to read it for you guys.
See, that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. And I think for the second time, that's a wrap for today's morning marketing minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and informative look into the financial markets. Remember to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis by visiting our website at 3T Academy and following us on social media. A big thank you to our host, Double Bottom Trades, for bringing you the best in trading strategies and techniques. And until next time, if you guys haven't, go check out our Discord. We'll put the link in the bio. Deuces.